What's up guys, it's Riley with R1. Today we're installing our brand new LED light kit. This customer is getting a set of 4-foot whip lights. So to come with the package, you're gonna get 2 whips, you're gonna get a control module, some extension cables, and then 2 flags. All of the other stuff is things that we use here at our repair shop to do the install. We'll show you how it's done. So what we're gonna need is some extra wire. It's just the way we do it. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but you can go power and ground directly to an accessory post. You can go to your brake light harness. You can go to your battery. You can go to a switch and a relay, which is what we're gonna do here. And then we've got our turn signals. We've got a green, red, yellow, and black. That's your brake, your left, your right, and then reverse if you have that option. We've got a relay here that we're gonna use, some zip ties to tie everything up, some electrical tape, a torch. This is a 1/2 inch, or a 3/4 inch socket. This is a 10 millimeter, a T40 Torx. We have some heat shrink, some wire connectors, wire strippers. These little pliers here to take out your little push rivets, some side cuts. We're going to use an impact, but you can also use a ratcheting wrench or a ratchet. And then we have one of these little plug pullers as well. And then it also comes with a remote. So these whips are remote and Bluetooth controlled. So you can have an app on your phone that does music mode. It'll do all sorts of dancing and custom patterns and modes and strobes, and then you've also got a remote that you can use as well. So stay tuned, and we're gonna be installing these on this Razer XP1000. So we will walk you through it. All right guys, so to start off, the very first step is you're gonna remove your hood, and you're gonna remove your dash. There's some T40 bolts here, and then some T40 bolts up here, and then this just pops right off. The way that you can run this is we're gonna go from the accessory posts. You can go down your firewall through a grommet and through your center column, or the way we like to do it here, just a little bit cleaner and a little bit easier, is we're gonna pull off this rocker panel, and we're gonna run the wires down the rocker panel back to the back of the machine. So that's the very first step. Once again, these are all just T40 bolts that we're gonna pull off. Make sure that when you're doing installs and stuff, just move things out of the way. It takes 3 seconds to pull these bolts and pull this whole thing off, rather than trying to fish things through different areas, or just make it easy on yourself. That's step number 1. We'll get into step number 2, which is installing the control module up here. So when we're installing the control module, we like to mount it right up in here where it's safe. It is waterproof, but we do like to keep it out of the elements as much as possible. So stay tuned, and we'll show you the very next step. All right guys, so we got our control module zip tied up here. It really doesn't matter where you mount it. This is just where we're gonna mount it on this machine. Different models, you might want to mount it at a different location. This can also go in the back, it can go in the tunnel, wherever you want, but for this install video, we're going to place it right here, okay? So this machine has a Ryco Street Legal kit, and we're going to tap our whips into it. So when your left turn signal turns on, your left whip will blink amber. When your right is on, your right whip's gonna blink amber, and then when you push the brake, the whips are gonna flash red, and then they're gonna return back to whatever mode they were currently on. So with this Ryco kit, it comes with this wiring, okay? We ran this plug up into the cluster up here. The red is right, the green is left. So we're gonna take our control module for the whips, and we're gonna plug in the green to the right, and we're gonna do the the yellow to the left, okay? That's gonna hook in here. And then we also have our brake interface module that we cut back a little bit of this nylon or this fabric tape here, and we're gonna plug our control module into the brakes. So you've got the red will go into the brakes. That's the first step after you've mounted the control module. So we're just laying everything out here. We're gonna connect everything and then we'll be right back. All right guys, so we got all of our wires prepped and ready. So what we decided to do and what we do here is we'll cut this wire for the brake interface and then we'll splice into it with these really awesome heat shrink solder connectors. We're not huge fans on the crimp wire connectors because they can come loose or they can short out or whatever, but these solder ones are really nice. You can get them at your local hardware store or on Amazon. So we've attached our brake wire to our brake interface, and then we've attached our left and right turn signals the exact same way. So we cut these wires and then we've used these heat shrink solder connectors to connect everything. So right now we've got our left, our right, and our brake connections all done up. Now we're gonna slide this heat shrink over and make it all look nice. And then from there, we're gonna show you how to hook up the power and ground. So stay tuned for the next step. All right guys, now that we've got the turn signals done, we're now gonna focus on the power and ground. So we've got the power and ground wire here. We ran it underneath this bracket and out of this grommet here on the firewall. And that's where we've wired in our relay. So we've got power ground from the control module to this relay. And then we've got power coming from the bus bar. And then we've got some wires off this relay coming to this switch here that will mount on the dash. So if you need this switch, we do sell these, or you can get them wherever you want. So that's how we wired in. Everything's nice and tight. We're going to tighten up all the wires, get them all looking really good, and then we will move on to running the extensions to the whips. So if you are doing this, make sure that your left and right extensions that go from your module back to your whips, make sure you keep track of those. So what we've done is we put a piece of tape here with an L on it, and then we're just gonna leave the other side without tape, just because we know that's right. So make sure that you're keeping track of those wires, because when you get to the back, it will matter. So sometimes on these four-seaters, you will need an extension cable. So we do sell those as well. But we're gonna see what happens and see if we'll need one. So stay tuned. We'll tuck all these wires up. We'll run the wires to the back, and then we'll be right back. All right, guys. So we ran the wires all the way down the rocker, all the way up through here. What we did and what we do here is we start from the back. So the easiest thing is to hook up the extension to the whips and then run from the back to the front. That way when you're done, you don't have a big cluster of wire out here. You have that wire up underneath the dash. So you're gonna run all the way down through here along your stock wiring harness. We come down through here through your rocker. Make sure you're zip tying everything up. We come up through here, right up through here, and then we connect the extensions right to the control module. So now we've got left, right, brake, and then we've got our normal functions. You can download the app. There's a QR code on the box, or we do use the Bandlan X app. And then of course our remote controller. So everything's good to go.